What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this week's fight in Puerto Rico. It's for the vacant WBO NABF title at 135 pounds between Joshua Pagan and Malik Montgomery. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you give me a thumbs up if you like my content? Also, find the notification button on my channel. Click that so you can be reminded on my daily live streams and every time I upload one of these Stats Don't Lie videos. And one more thing, become a member of our Johnny Says Boxing Insider VIP membership. You get more access on my channel, you get more accessibility on my social media channels, but more importantly, you get access to our private VIP professional betting Discord. To learn more, simply click the link that's pinned in the comment section below. All right, guys, we have another busy week of boxing. There's fights all around the world. There's fights in America, there's fights in the UK. This card is the Salidas Promotions card going down in Puerto Rico. This will be streamed worldwide on DAZN. We're going to be talking about the main event today at 135 pounds between the undefeated hot prospect, people are calling him a blue chip prospect, Joshua Pagan, taking on the one-loss Malik Montgomery. He's a former amateur champion, and both guys surely are going to take another huge step in their pro career with a victory. So in today's video, what I'm going to do is break down both fighters' careers. We're going to talk a little bit about their styles, how they go about their business, and like always, stay tuned to the end of the video because that's where I'll be going over the current Las Vegas odds, and I'll be giving you my prediction and telling you where to put your money. Guys, Malik Montgomery at one time was an undefeated pro. Like I told you, he is a former amateur world champion. He sparred with the likes of Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr. He was once based out of Las Vegas, and we know about the amazing looks you get in Vegas. He's currently back again training with his father, and he's just coming off that first pro loss, a decision loss, in which he was the favorite. He got outboxed and lost a pretty wide decision. That is the one blemish. He has a lot of knockouts on his resume. We're going to take a look at that in a second. In his opponent, he's going to be up against a very exciting, aggressive, front-forward, undefeated prospect in Joshua Pagan. He's 13-0. This is a guy who likes to fight off of his front foot. You're going to get pressure. You're going to get aggression. Both guys have a lot of volume. Malik Montgomery averages up until this point in his career around 100 punches per round. Pagan doesn't have a high knockout to win ratio on his pro record. He only has 4 knockouts, but don't let that fool you. He wants to get in a dogfight. He's going to be there to get hit, and he has an exciting style. So this matchup has a lot of fight fans talking. It's one of these awesome end-of-the-week fight cards here in Australia. This will be 12:30 p.m. on Friday in America, which is 60% of you guys tuning in to my content. This will be your Thursday night. I also want to mention, before we move on, the weight class is how this is going to go with Pagan. He's fought up closely to 150 pounds before in his career, and with Montgomery, he's fought down below 126 before in his career. So just keep that in mind. Pagan's going to be the taller guy, and he's going to be the naturally bigger guy, but this fight is at 135 pounds. Right now, I want to take a closer look at the one-loss, exciting American prospect in Malik Montgomery and see what he's been up to in his career. Malik Montgomery is 20-1 with 18 knockouts out of 2,631 fighters in the world at 135 pounds. He's ranked number 73. He's fought a career total of 76 pro rounds and carries in the ring a 90% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as Mayhem, and the 30-year-old American is a 5'9" orthodox fighter with a 69-inch reach. He was born in Macon, Georgia, USA, and calls Las Vegas, Nevada, USA home. We last saw him fight Jeremy Hill, 21-3, lost to UD in the 10th. Lucas, 26-2, stopped him in the 4th. Escandon, 27-7, won by knockout in the 2nd. Cesar Juarez, 29-15, won a UD in the 8th. Betancourt, 14-11, won by stoppage in the 3rd. Luis Rosa, 9-16, won by knockout in the 2nd. And if you go on and on in his resume, You're not going to see a lot of big names. You're not going to see a lot of guys or competition that you will recognize. This is his opportunity. I watched him give an interview this week, and he even said after having his first pro loss and being 30 years old, he was initially wanting to get that get back against Jeremy Hill. He wanted to take that fight. That fight was at 130 pounds, and he said the weight cut was an issue. Other things outside of the ring was an issue. He said it wasn't necessarily how he boxed. It was all of that stress he carried in to the ring with him. The fight being at 35, he's hired a nutritionist. He feels he has all of that sorted. So when the rematch with Hill fell through, he spoke about actually feeling kind of like a gift being able to fight for a title. This is the vacant WBO NABF title. And if you get this title, it puts you in line for the next big fight on a quest for potential massive fights at 135. We'll see if his volume is going to be enough. We'll see if he's going to be able to use that power. His power is different. Having 18 knockouts sounds like this is a guy who is a huge puncher, but that's not necessarily how he operates either. He uses his volume to break down his opponents to get stoppages. Say what you will. He has a high knockout to win ratio. His naysayers are going to say, who has he fought? Also, he is coming off a loss, so you have to think that at 30 years old, he's going to be showing the best version of himself. Right now, I want to take a closer look at his opponent, Joshua Pagan, and see what he's been up to in his career. Guys, Joshua Pagan is 13-0 with 4 knockouts. Out of 2,727 fighters at 140 pounds in the world, he's ranked number 76. Remember, this fight is at 135. He fought a total career of 67 pro rounds and carries in the ring a 31% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as Double J, and the 25-year-old American is a 5'10" orthodox fighter. He was born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan, USA. We last saw him fight Bernardine, 13-2, won a UD in the 10th. Ron, 14-7, won a UD in the 8th. Haskell Rhodes, 31-6, won a UD in the 10th. Hilly, 13-0, won a UD in the 8th. Rodriguez, 20-7, won a UD in the 6th. So the thing about Joshua Pagan, doesn't have a lot of knockouts, but it doesn't mean he can't stop his opponent. What he does is pressure, overwhelm, and stresses his opponents out and forces them to fight him. The best name on his resume is going to be Haskell Rhodes. It's a name that mainstream boxing fans should recognize. Haskell doesn't have an unblemished record, but he is a real veteran. He's been in there with some of the best in his division. Now, Pagan is a guy who has a lot of promotion behind him. Salida Promotions have built this card around him. And before I get into the odds, you got to think that there's a couple things going against Montgomery entering Puerto Rico. Obviously, he's the B-side. He's going against the promotion's top prospect, and also he's coming off of a loss. So when you add those things into your sort of bucket of who am I gonna pick, you know, you do your film study, you watch your fight breakdown, you watch how these guys have looked, you gotta talk about that. It is boxing. We do have to mention sometimes you see home cooking. Granted, Pagan was born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan, but he has deep, very proud Puerto Rican roots. This fight is in Puerto Rico. Guys, before I get into those odds, I want to remind everyone I do live streams every single day. In those live streams, that's where we talk about over-unders, knockdown props. We build our parlays. I give you guys my underdog of the week. We get into boxing, MMA, the current UFC fights, all that good stuff. Remember, in these Stats Don't Lie videos, you're only going to get my money line prediction. Guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out our betting apps. Currently on the money line, on the sports betting app, they have Joshua Pagan as a $1.71 favorite, meaning 100 on Pagan, you get your money back plus 71 bucks. The draw is 16-1. Malik Montgomery, the 30-year-old, is a $2.25 underdog. 100 on Montgomery gets your money back plus 125 bucks. A little 1-to-1 action on Montgomery on the dog. He's going to be the smaller guy. He's going to be the B-side. He's going to be really confident. Like I said, go through his amateur pedigree. Look who he's sparred with recently. I already told you, Norman Jr., world champion. Devin Haney, we know what the experienced former world champion. But think about Montgomery's chances. He's going to have to overwhelm Pagan, and he's going to have to push Pagan back. He's going to have to make Pagan go against his game plan and force him to go to a plan B. Can he do it? Yeah, he's good enough. He has the pedigree, the amateur experience. is there. This is a 50-50 fight. That's why those odds are so close. Depending on who you go with, I wouldn't get too fancy. If you like Malik, take the plus money. And if you like Pagan at $1.71, that's going to be the move as well. All the things I talked about, the bigger man's going to be Pagan. The ace side is Pagan. The undefeated prospect, the energy, where things are moving in their careers. I feel 25 years old. I think he might have just turned 26. He has a bright future. Not a lot of knockouts, but we know this is called boxing. You mix that with his pressure forward style. I'm going to take Joshua Pagan on the money line. Like I said, $1.71. 50-50 fight in my opinion. Both guys have a lot to fight for. This is not an echo chamber. In the comment section below, let me know what you think. Is it going to be Joshua Pagan, or is it going to be Malik Montgomery getting back to his winning ways? Guys, whatever it is, stay tuned to the channel. We have a lot of boxing to get into. We're going to go over the cards in America. We're going to go over that big main event in the UK, headline between Fabio Warley and Joe Parker. So stay tuned to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.